Hello, it's Mal from Gift the Truth. Today I'm not talking about signs that your partner's having an affair. I think it's more important to look at the signs that one of you may be putting themselves in a position that an affair is going to happen. And it's a two-way street, this. It's for the guys and the girls out there, because we can all remember the good times in our relationship at the beginning, and they're wonderful thoughts, but they don't stay with you. And for 77% of people who actually, and I'll put married couples together with couples that are living together into the same percentage value, 77% say that the reason that they feel their relationship broke down, it was lack of communication, commitment to each other. In fact, commitment is what they say of the 77%, that 62% of those people wished that their partner had tried harder. That's a hell of a number. The problem is when you lose that commitment to your relationship and making the effort, because it's not easy. If you're a guy that's used to playing golf a couple of times a week, 3 times a week, going out with his mates 2 or 3 times a week, you got into a relationship, you probably found that you gave up a little bit of that, or you started to want to get back into that again. Whereas before you put your partner first, and now you start to put yourself back being more important than your partner. It's almost natural, because the relationship has landed from this romantic balloon that floats up in the sky when you're first together, and reality sets in. It's just normal. So people commit less to the value of their relationship, which means more often than not people stop talking to each other as much. They don't communicate as they used to. And this, in turn, starts to create the feeling that you don't want to go home earlier. You'd rather be home a bit later. Not because you're having an affair or anything like that. You just feel that you're walking into a colder environment than you used to. Excuse me. So, what then happens is the little arguments start. Again, I'm saying this is a two-way street, it's not just a one-way street, this. You start to argue more, for sure. And the more you argue, the less you talk, because you think conversation will end up being an argument. We've all had that, the first few arguments in a relationship at the beginning, and the make-up sex is great. It's a bit angry, but it's almost a release of what's inside of you. You're angry at the situation. The sex is great. But the arguing gets beyond that, where sex will solve the problem. So this is where you start to find things get very dangerous, because when you start to make excuses not to be home on time, or to work that little bit extra, or to stop off somewhere and have a drink on the way home, accept invitations from friends who've said, why don't we do this one night? That's when you start to put yourself in a position where you find someone else that's interesting to talk to because they want to listen to you. And you rekindle what you used to have in your relationship, but you start to rekindle it in yourself, but with someone else. And this is when infidelity becomes a great threat to the relationship. Male or female. Women, in their top 5 reasons for coming out of a relationship, it wasn't because they were looking for more sex, unless they're a raging nympho. Sex is a healthy part of a healthy relationship. So, but for men, it was an important part of a reason why they said that they felt their relationship had failed. But the relationship failed before the infidelity. The infidelity just basically is the final nail in the coffin. So, actually, of most surveys that are done, the last reason, if you were looking at 5 only, is some people feel they're just married too young. And the divorce rate for people getting married under 25 is much greater than people getting married over 30. But the pattern, this domino effect that happens, is so evident in everybody. Because once you stop communicating, committing to your relationship, then the possibility of adultery is very, very high. And then you start looking at signs that my partner's cheating on me. The signs are actually already there well before the partner cheats on you, and you need to try and save it if you want to. So today was a bit different. Today's about identifying one of you is on the road to being unfaithful to the other.